Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison's favorite Saturday predictions for week 13 already. We have 2 more weeks of the regular season, so I'm very excited. And this weekend I was in Nashville, but I got to watch most of the games, and there was a lot of good games. And yeah, I got to watch the Oklahoma game, and if you know what happened, it was a good game. So I'm very excited for this week. So yeah, we have competition this week for dance, but still gonna be trying to watch most of the games. We'll see. But and last week I got 80%, so I've been doing pretty good. So let's get into our prediction. Our first game is Oklahoma versus Missouri. Last week was just a great game to watch, and it was very stressful at the end. If we would have let them go from 3rd and 21 to a first down and we would have lost, I'd have been so mad. But we locked up at the end, and yeah, the defense was so good. 3 turnovers is what the difference was. Offense, they did enough to win. That's all that matters. But most of the time, the defense just gave us such good field position. The offense, most of the time, capitalized. So, yeah, offense was pretty solid. I mean, we definitely need to do a little better, but still a very good game. And Missouri has been just running the ball all over everyone. They just ran for over like 300 yards. So we got to stop the run game, and we're very good at that. So I think if we can stop the run game, I think we'll win this game. And their starting quarterback that's been out for a little bit, is doubtful for this game. So it looks like we're going to be playing against their freshman quarterback at Norman, which is going to be really tough for him, and he has not been playing good. He hasn't passed over like 130 pass yards in his last 2 games. He's only his highest was 112 last week, so hasn't been that very efficient. So I think that's going to be the difference. I think Brent Venables is going to dial up some stuff like he did against Alabama and confuse the quarterback, and I think he's going to make multiple mistakes. And I think if we just stop the run game, I think it's going to be I think it'll be like a 14-plus win by us if we can stop the run. So, yeah, that's my prediction. I think we'll win by like probably 2 touchdowns. I think it'll be close. If their quarterback actually does good, I think it'll be close, but it just depends on how the offense does also for us. But I think we'll win. And yeah, right now it looks like we're going to be in the playoffs. We just have to win out. All we have to do is just take game by game. Don't look at the playoffs right now. Just focus on things, because this is such an Oklahoma thing to do, is to sell whenever we have the playoffs right in front of us and then just lose a game that we should not lose. So we have to win this week. We have to win next week if you want to be in the playoffs. So as long as we do that, we're in the playoffs. So I'm very excited. So I'm taking Oklahoma to win. And our next game is Ohio State versus Rutgers. Ohio State's been blowing out everyone, so I'm taking Ohio State to win for sure here. The next game is Texas A&M versus Samford. Texas A&M 27-point comeback in the second half. That was insane against South Carolina. I don't know how they did it. They played like the worst offense in the first half, and in the second half they played like the best offense in the second half. So yeah, Texas A&M against Samford's no brainer. Texas A&M by a lot. And the next game is Miami versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech just hired James Franklin as their head coach. Not really that surprised. I thought that was going to happen. And yeah, I think Miami's just way too good. Miami, I don't really know who's going to win the ACC. And there's really a lot of controversy going on between Miami and Notre Dame, because Miami won the regular season matchup, but you got to think, Miami lost to 2 unranked teams, Notre Dame lost to 2 ranked teams, so you gotta give Notre Dame the credit, but Miami did also beat Notre Dame, so it's like, I don't know, but I'm taking Miami here. And our next game is Georgia versus Charlotte. This is gonna be a blowout. Georgia, very good game versus Texas. They're very hot at the right time, and yeah, I think Georgia's definitely got a shot to win the Natty this year, so I'm taking Georgia to win. And our next game is Alabama versus Eastern Illinois. Yes, sir. Alabama, tough loss against Oklahoma. That's Oklahoma is actually the governor of Alabama now because they're 4-0 in the state of Alabama. They're 4-0 against Alabama teams. So they're basically um, undefeated against Alabama teams since joining the SEC. So I'm very proud about that, and yeah, and everyone trying to make an excuse that we don't own them, but we have a better record against Alabama. So yeah, I think Alabama just needs to find a run game. Their defense is very good. Their special teams was very bad against us, and their run game was not that good. So they got to focus on special teams and run game. So I'm taking Alabama to win here for sure, though, against Eastern Illinois. Can you see Dollface in the camera? Or?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you can. I'll paper in. It's cute.
She's just chilling. And our next game is Oregon versus USC. This is college game day. USC has to win this game. This is really a pretty big test for Oregon at home, but because Oregon really hasn't beat anyone super good yet. I mean, their best win is Iowa and Northwestern, so they need this win pretty badly. Oh, come back up here. Up here. So yeah, I think Oregon's going to win, but it's going to be a close game. I got Oregon winning. And our next game is Syracuse versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame dominated Pitt last week. I thought that was going to happen, and it did happen. And yeah, I'm going to take Notre Dame to win here by a lot. And our next game is Kentucky versus Vanderbilt. This is going to be... I think Vanderbilt's going to win. They had a shootout against... or that was 2 weeks ago. They didn't play last week. But they did have a shootout versus Auburn 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Vandy's been pretty good. They still have a very good shot at the playoffs, but they got to win out for sure. So, I'm going to take Vanderbilt to win here. Our next game is Arkansas versus Texas. Texas, tough loss, horns down, but I have to take Texas here. And it looks like their playoff shots are basically done because they somehow have to beat A&M next week, which is going to be very hard for them to do. So, I'm taking Texas. Our next game is Tulane versus Temple. Tulane now the Group of 5 front runner because USF lost to Navy last week, which was crazy. So, but I'm taking Tulane to win this one. And our next game is K-State versus Utah. Utah's been pretty good as of late, and K-State's been better, but I think I'm going to take Utah to win this one. Our next game is Michigan versus Maryland. Michigan played so bad last week, 5 turnovers, and they somehow still beat Northwestern. That was crazy, and I think they'll play better this week. But yeah, I'm going to take Michigan, but Michigan is a very sloppy team right now. And our next game is TCU versus Houston. It's going to be a very close game. I was very surprised that people picked TCU to beat BYU, and everyone thought that TCU was going to upset them, and I was like, it's not happening. BYU's legit, and yeah, that's what happened. They got blown out, and Houston's been pretty decent. I think I'm going to take Houston here at home. It's going to be a close game, but I'll take Houston. And our next game is Pitt versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just barely beat Boston College, and Boston College is not that good, so I don't really think I think Georgia Tech's a little overrated. They have not been that good lately, and I don't think Pitt's that good either. I think they're really overrated, and they've just been playing kind of easy teams. I don't think Pitt's all that right now, so yeah, I think Pitt showed their true stuff against Notre Dame, but I think Notre Dame honestly is just really good, if I'm being honest. But I think I'll take Georgia Tech to win this one. Georgia Tech will really have to prove if they're really like that against Georgia next week in that rivalry game, so we'll see. And our next game is Tennessee versus Florida. I couldn't decide which one to take in this one. Because Tennessee has not beat Florida at the Swamp 10 straight games, so I don't know. I'm going to take Tennessee because Tennessee's the better football team, but I feel like Florida could just pull something out and just win it somehow. So I'm gonna take Tennessee, but it's gonna be very close. And our next game is Illinois versus Wisconsin. I like Illinois to win this one against Wisconsin. Wisconsin has been pretty bad, but they did beat Washington 2 weeks ago. So, but I'm taking Illinois to win. And our next game is BYU versus Cincinnati. This is gonna be a really good Big 12 game. Cincinnati, I think, is good. They've played hard teams in the Big 12. I think that, they just lost to Arizona, which was pretty bad, but yeah. I got BYU winning on the road. It's going to be a close game, but I think BYU is honestly pretty good. I just think they had a really bad game against Texas Tech, but I do also think Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12, so but I'll take BYU. And our last game of the week is Arizona State versus Colorado. I'm pretty sure Arizona State's quarterback is out for the year or something, but I still like Arizona State with the backup quarterback. The running attack was very good with him previously, so I'm going to take Arizona State to beat Colorado. Well, that's it for our predictions. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure to keep those horns down. Bye. Bye.